Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, filled with golden fields and soft breezes, there lived two sisters who loved stories more than anything else. This is not just any tale. It is a kid's bedtime story, full of magic, farm animals, and gentle adventures that will make little listeners smile, relax, and dream. Matylde was 9 years old, curious and brave, always eager to explore. Her little sister, Johana, only 3, was full of laughter and wonder, with big round eyes that sparkled whenever something new appeared. Together, they lived on a small but beautiful farm, where every sunrise brought a new secret waiting to be discovered. But one morning was different. The sky glowed pink and orange, and the air itself seemed alive with whispers of magic. The sisters awoke to the sound of Marguerite the cow, mooing in distress. Matylde and Johana ran to the barn and saw her shaking her head sadly. The shiny golden bell that always hung around her neck was missing. That bell was not just decoration, it was the heart of the farm. Its gentle chime filled the fields with warmth, keeping the animals happy and the farm alive with joy. Without the bell, the farm felt strangely quiet. The birds seemed to sing less. The wind felt heavy, and even the sunlight appeared dimmer. Matylde looked at her sister and knew at once they had to find it. And so began a journey, an adventure woven with friendship, courage, and magic. This kid's bedtime story would take them across meadows, rivers, and forests to meet animals who would guide them with clues and kindness. The promise hand in hand, the sisters made a promise under the rising sun. They would bring back the golden bell and restore happiness to their farm. Johana, even though she was small, puffed up her chest bravely. Their first stop was the meadow, where Cloud the sheep grazed. His wool was so fluffy that Johana giggled every time she touched it. Cloud bleated gently. "I saw something shining last night near the river." The sisters thanked him and set off, hearts beating fast with excitement. The river of reflections. The river sparkled like liquid silver. Splash the duck waddled up to them, flapping his wings. The bell rolled into the forest. He quacked. "But beware, it is a place of puzzles." Matylde knelt to let Johana watch the water. They saw their reflections smiling back, as if encouraging them to be strong. Together, they crossed the stepping stones, Johana balancing carefully on her sister's hand. This kid's bedtime story now carried them into the forest, where the real adventure was about to begin. The whispering forest. The forest was alive. Leaves rustled like voices, and beams of sunlight painted the ground. Rascal the rooster appeared, hopping proudly. "Follow the trail of feathers," he crowed, "and you'll find what you seek." Along the way, Johana picked flowers, weaving them into crowns for herself and her sister. The air smelled of pine and earth, wrapping them in comfort. Suddenly, a crow flew above, cawing loudly. It dropped a feather at Matylde's feet, a sign that they were on the right path. The Cave of Echoes. The trail led to a cave glowing faintly. Inside, their voices echoed like songs. Johana clapped her hands, delighted by the echoes. Deep in the cave, they found a riddle carved into stone. To find what is lost, follow the sound. Where joy is silent, hope will be found. Matylde understood. The golden bell was not just an object. It was the sound of joy itself. They needed to listen closely. As they left the cave, they heard a faint chime in the distance, soft as a lullaby. The meadow of stars night had fallen. Fireflies danced like tiny lanterns, lighting the sisters' way. They followed the gentle chime until they reached a meadow where stars seemed to have fallen onto the grass. There, nestled among the flowers, lay the golden bell, glowing warmly. Marguerite's bell! Johana ran to pick it up, her tiny hands cradling it, as if it were the most precious treasure in the world. The moment she touched it, the meadow shimmered, and the fireflies swirled in a circle, singing with light. The return. The sisters hurried home, the golden bell safely in Johana's arms. As soon as they returned it to Marguerite, the cow mooed joyfully. The bell rang out, filling the air with a melody so sweet that every corner of the farm seemed to sparkle. Birds sang, the wind danced, and the animals celebrated. Even the sun rose brighter the next day, as though the world itself had been waiting for the bell's return. A promise kept. That night, under the starry sky, Matylde and Johana sat together, watching the animals sleep peacefully. They had kept their promise. The farm was alive again, and their bond was stronger than ever. As Johana's eyes closed and her breathing slowed, Matylde whispered, "This was only the beginning. Tomorrow new adventures await." And so ends this kid's bedtime story. A gentle tale of courage, kindness, and the magic of sisterhood. But in dreams, the adventure never truly ends.